President Buhari transmits federal fire rescue bill to Senate for consideration. Efficiency capacity of officers, judiciary organized induction course for new officers. Good evening and welcome to Nta Ijebu Ode News at 7. My name is Nta. The Executive Council at an extraordinary meeting on Monday gave approval for the establishment of 34 new private universities. The Council resolved that the federal, state, and local government are now to adopt the Employee Compensation Act to protect their workers, and Aviation Minister Abibu Ruka says Nigerian airline will fly by the end of May. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports on these and other deliberation of the Council of Extraordinary Meeting.
More than 40 memoranda were presented before the Federal Executive Council at the extraordinary meeting presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. At the end, 6 members of the Council briefed the press on some of the issues addressed at the meeting. Minister of Labour and Employment Chris Ngige says the Council approved and directed the adoption of the Workers' Compensation Act 2010 by all federal ministries, departments, and agencies. States and local governments are also to be encouraged to implement the same.
With a percentage contribution is an insurance premium, that 1% of remuneration. You pay it, and it insures the worker against this workplace accident or injuries. So that is what the Council passed today, and directed the Minister of Finance and the Budget Office of the Federation to make provision for it in the annual budget as social contributions.
Before now, only the private sector is implementing the International Labour Organization policy. On education, the Federal Executive Council approves the establishment of 37 new private universities.
One of the universities is an online university by a woman. We have so far established 72 universities.
Similar to this is the approval obtained by the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, a policy on the National School Feeding Program. As explained by Minister Shadia Umar Farouk, the program under the Social Investment Program has increased pupils' enrollment in schools and addressed the issue of out-of-school children. She speaks on the second memo approved by the Council.
Memo that was submitted, which is to seek Council's approval for the engagement of 4 federal agencies for the training of the non-graduate Empower beneficiaries. And this is in the total sum of 14,226,082,000, inclusive of 7.5% VAT.
Minister Adisirika also speaks on the memo the Aviation Ministry presented and got approval.
Part of our roadmap, the Aviation Leading Company has been established and approved by Council. So therefore, entrepreneurs in civil aviation will have access to this equipment at affordable rates and within our country, Nigeria. And this is part of the roadmap. So the roadmap is gradually coming to 100% completion.
The Minister of Water Resources and the Minister of State Transportation speak on the memos they presented before the Council.
Today I presented 3 memos to Council. All of them have to do with PPP. The first one is for the appointment of a consultant to supervise the concession of the Dadinkowa 14 megawatts hydropower project. The project was completed in the last 1 year. It's already injecting power into the national grid. It's in Dadinkowa in Gombe State.
The Ministry of Transportation today presented 2 memos before the Federal Executive Council. The first is about the ratification of 6 international maritime organizations, conventions, treaties, protocols, which had long been adopted and came into force several years back. Of course, Nigeria is a party to it, but Nigeria has not yet executed it. So we had to bring it to FEC for ratification.
In the State House, Jide Onifade, Nta News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has transmitted the Federal Fire and Rescue Service Establishment Bill 2022 to the Senate for consideration. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Ungwo reports.
Plenary commenced with President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan reading the bill from the executive.
The Federal Fire and Rescue Service Establishment Bill 2022 aims to establish and provide legal and institutional framework for the fire and rescue service. While hoping that the bill will be considered for passage in the usual expeditious manner, please accept the single Senate President the assurance's highest regards.
Less than 1 hour of the transmission of the proposed law, the executive bill is receiving accelerated consideration and has passed first reading.
The first business of the day is also the presentation of the bill standing in my name on the Federal Fire Rescue Service Establishment Bill 2023 SB 1120.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Federal Fire Rescue Service Establishment Bill 2023 SB 1120, first reading.
Federal Fire Rescue Service Establishment Bill 2023 SB 1120, first reading taken.
13 days to the end of this administration, the National Assembly is transmitting 2 constitutional alteration bills which have met the provisions of Section 9, Subsection 2 of the Constitution to the President for assent. Bill number 46 seeks to include presiding officers of the National Assembly in the membership of the National Security Council, while Bill number 58 is to provide for independent candidacy.
Accordingly, Mr. President, the Senate resolves that the Senate do direct the clerk to the National Assembly to transmit the bills, both bills, to Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federation for his assent.
Senate passed 876 billion naira as 2023 budget of the Niger Delta Development Commission. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Ungwo, Nta News.
A group known as the All Progressive Congress Forum of Legislators says it supports the zoning of the presiding officers of the 10th National Assembly by the party.
14th May 2023, its national coordinator, Babangida Nguroje, read the communique which noted that the Godswill Akpabio and Jibril Barrow's ticket, as announced by the party leadership, is nationalistic and will stabilize the polity.
In APC, the President-elect, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Vice President-elect, Senator Kashim Shettima, during the presidential election of 25th February 2023. The forum specifically commend the national leadership of our party, the APC, heavily led by Excellency Senator Abdullahi Adamu, the national chairman of our great party, and the members of our national working committee, and the leaders of our party across the board, for not just zoning the positions of the Senate President to the south, but for micro-zoning and identifying with His Excellency Dr. Godswill Akpabio, CON, and Senator Jibril Barrow as the Deputy Senate President.
An audacious President Muhammadu Buhari has ultimately created a paradigm shift for a great nation, Nigeria. This is the focus of book entitled Who Will Cast the First Stone? Muhammadu Buhari. Timothy Yusuf reports on the formal presentation of the book in Abuja.
Who will cast the first stone? Muhammadu Buhari, an audacious president who has ultimately created a paradigm shift for a super great Nigeria, officially unveiled. It's a 363-page document authored by Michael Odu Sunday.
President Buhari is a true Democrat who has allowed, who has not foisted, who has not forced or in any way, by crook or by hook, anointed his preferred candidate to lead this nation. He allowed elections to hold in his party. Nigerians, let's emulate President Buhari because he has laid the foundation for a super great Nigeria.
Many here agreed that President Buhari should be appreciated for his courage as an exemplified personality who led the war for the rebirth of Nigeria.
It doesn't only talk about President Muhammadu Buhari, it refers to the history, the background, the foundations that had been laid before the president came in. And more so, it talks about the tripod. What happened to the economy before? What happened to the economy? What happened to security before? And what also happened to corruption? I thought at this point we should put our hands together again for Mr. Ode.
Nigeria, a woken sleeping giant by President Buhari, according to the book, is classified into 3 parts. Nigeria yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Going forward, it called for the collective resolve of all towards the task of making Nigeria greater. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Hilda Bassi has broken the Guinness World Record of 87 hours 45 minutes cook-a-thon held by an Indian chef, Lata Tondon, in 2019. Larry Gbele reports that Hilda also set a new record of 100 hours 40 minutes of cooking for 4 days.
National Assembly, Ignatius, Nkwo, NTA News.
It's been 4 days with intermittent break of 30 minutes for every 6 hours of cooking for 27-year-old chef Hilda Bassi to beat the Guinness World Record of cook-a-thon of 87 hours 45 minutes held by Lata Tondon in India. Through it all, Nigerians came to cheer Chef Hilda at every juncture of her feat.
Like, it could only be something that I would imagine in my wildest dreams, and I'm glad that I'm here to see her do this. I mean, even watching her online, on live, I couldn't watch for long because I felt the pain, I felt the resilience. I just knew that at this point, it's just her mind that is working.
She did not disappoint, dishing out more than 250 meals for Nigerians to eat. Perhaps it's the training she has gotten over the years while she cooked, says Hilda's mom, who is also a chef, or it runs in the family.
When she is tired, and once I keep sitting here and she say, call mommy, and when I go, I stand here, you can do it. Even when I know it's difficult, but I cannot at that point say, come down, back out.
Remarkable feat, but certifying our place on the prestigious Guinness World Record will be determined by review of all evidences. In Lagos, Larry Bilayi, NTA News.
The judiciary is wearing a new look, not only in terms of infrastructural development, but the capacity of the judicial officers is also being built for efficiency. The latest in this direction is the induction course for the new officers in the Temple of Justice. Dele Atumbi of our judicial desk reports.
Under the leadership of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Aruwola is deliberate in its resolve to make the judiciary place its adjudicatory role as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. On several occasions, the NJC has come so hard on erring judicial officers for lack of diligent adjudication on matters. This is part of efforts to sanitize the system and ensure judicial uprightness. As a way of building the capacity of judicial officers, the National Judicial Council brought together the newly employed officers in the Temple of Justice for an induction course. This training, with the team repositioning the Nigerian judiciary for effective justice delivery, was aimed at bringing the judicial officers up to speed with the rudiments of adjudication and new trends in the dispensation of justice.
Let me state clearly, by way of warning you at this point, that the judiciary under my administration will not condone corruption in any form. The bench is not a place for you to make money, certainly not. Rather, it is a calling to serve the nation and humanity. Hence, I have directed the National Judicial Institute to avail you copies of the Code of Conduct for Judicial Officers and also the guidelines on performance evaluation, which will serve as your guide on the bench.
For the administrator of the National Judicial Institute, Justice Salisu Garba Abdullahi, the course offered insight into an array of practices and procedures peculiar to judicial officers in the course of performing their adjudicatory duties.
Expectations that you will credibly discharge this onerous responsibility of adults with the rule of law and without fear or favor, affection, or ill will.
After this participating in the Court of Records are expected to hit the ground running, with judicial integrity being their watchword. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
To be back shortly after the break. Please stay tuned. A federal high court sitting in Abeokuta, Ogun State, has further adjourned the hearing on the bail application brought before it by counsel to 3 suspected economic saboteurs arrested by the Nigerian Customs Service along Owode Idiroko Road in Ogun State. Yemi Dalimo reports that Justice Adekemi Demi Ajayi fixed May 24, 2023 for ruling on the bail application.
3 suspects, Ibrahim Shuaibu Kolo, Jimo Yakubu, and Abdullahi Muazu, arrested along Owode Idiroko Road in Ogun State, were arraigned before Justice Adekemi Demi Ajayi for forgery, conspiracy, and illegal importation of a RAV4 vehicle, as well as being in possession of bag of rice illegally brought into Nigeria through the Idiroko border in Ogun State. Counsels to the defendants brought their bail application, which prosecution counsel Vivian Aigbadon opposed. Opposing the bail application, counsel to the Nigerian Customs Service Vivian Aigbadon says granting the suspect bail could hinder ongoing investigations.
One of them is a foreigner. He doesn't have any address within Nigeria. So we opposed. They are members of a syndicate, and they have other members that are at large.
The Constitution presumes the defendant innocent until otherwise is proven. And in exercising that presumption in favor of the applicant, we have to file for bail.
The Nigerian Customs Service also arraigned 2 smugglers arrested for assault and illegal importation of 37 bags of rice arrested in Owoyele Igbogila, Yewa North local government area of Ogun State. Justice Adekemi Demi Ajayi adjourned the matter to 24th and 30th of May 2023, respectively, for ruling on their bail applications. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalimo, NTA News.
Media executives of public broadcasters in Africa are in Abuja for the 14th ordinary session of the African Union of Broadcasting General Assembly. Onogiye Fine-Phrase reports that the session is preceded by a meeting of the AUB Executive Council.
The AUB ordinary session is underway with a meeting of the Executive Council, which is considering reports of the union's activities, financial records, draft budget for the year 2023, organization of the AUB Secretariat, and AUB Summit on Artificial Intelligence.
The Executive Council has gave a lot of strength to the union. We have the new orientation, and we will, in the near future, continue working with a new method. There are new projects. We have received the go-ahead of the Executive Council.
The Executive Council meeting also considers progress on AUB construction project and launch of the Pan-African Radio and Television.
A big moment in the union, in the life of the union. I'm expecting that our members should be much more committed, and that the public should understand what we are doing, and they should see from the screen what we are doing and the result of what we are doing.
The ordinary session is hosted by the Nigerian Television Authority with the theme, the digital transformation of the world, impact and challenges for Africa broadcasting. In Abuja, Mengiye Fine Face. Nta News.
Let's join Clement Olorutoba for sports updates.
This year's UEFA Champions League take center stage Tuesday and Wednesday. Later tonight, AC Milan will attempt to overturn a 2-0 deficit when the team takes on Inter Milan. On Wednesday, in what analysts described as final before final, Manchester City will be at home against Real Madrid. Both teams will attempt to break the deadlock after the first leg ended 1-goal apiece. In another news, the 2023 Lagos International Squash Classics, which ended at the Teslim Balogun Stadium, created an avenue for Nigerian players to be exposed to international ranking tournaments. The 4-day tournament, sanctioned by the Professional Squash Association, featured 40 players from 8 countries. In the men's final, Curtis Malik of England defeated Martin Civic of Czech Republic 3-1 to emerge champion.
Hopefully the kids are watching and learning. There's a lot of good talent out here.